Hello, everybody. My name is Aaron.
And my name is Mike.
I'm Jeff.
And welcome to another episode of the AMPED Golf Podcast. Thanks for joining us. We'd appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, share with all your friends, and please post any comments, things like that. We want to hear from everybody. We'd also like to welcome our new listeners in Taiwan and Japan tonight on the audio portion that's released on Spreaker, Spotify,
Hello.
Radio, Google Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you can get a podcast. So thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. 65 days to the Masters. It's right around the corner, basically. So
Yep. You can already put my pick down. I already know who I'm going to pick for the Masters.
I could be the same pick that a lot of people are going to pick already.
Yeah,
so.
it's set.
We won't talk about Rory right now, though. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
So an interesting story popped up where the PGA is trying to control people that are not related to the PGA or are member of the PGA yet. They decided that a new regulation that's coming into effect that it also involves a 1-year ban. So somebody like David Puig, who played in 2 live events last year as an amateur and then another after turning pro in 2022, he's unable to play in PGA Tour sanctioned events this year, even though he's not a member of the PGA Tour. So according to the regulation, which began with this season, any player who participated in an unauthorized tournament, unauthorized by PGA Tour standards now, is ineligible to compete in any event sanctioned by the PGA Tour for a period of 1 year. That includes not only tour events, any Monday qualifiers for both the Tour and Korn Ferry Tour and Q School. So if you play in an event that Monahan and the cronies said it's unsanctioned, they're going to ban you for a year.
So I get the direction of the attack, right? It's against live, so they can, penalize people. But let's say Jim's charity softball league and golf outing.
I don't know. But if you're a college player or an amateur, a top amateur, and you play in something that the PGA Tour has not sanctioned as a qualifying event for whatever reason, however they're going to qualify it, and I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet, you as a college player or a top amateur will be banned from Q School or Korn Ferry Monday qualifiers, anything like that, for a year. Period of a year.
Do you have did you find, is there an exact, reading of this rule somewhere?
It was a short story that I happened to stumble upon. It was, I believe it's a truth story. I will do more digging. I just haven't had the time to do it. I thought this is just another way for Monahan and the powers, whoever else is with him,
it's
to
dick waving
everything on the.
It's absolutely dick waving. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, okay, so their league, right? Their rules, I guess. I mean, it's petty, in my opinion, very petty.
Yeah.
But again, I'd like to see how it's written, because that side of me is saying, okay, so if you're going to do that, the aim being these, up and comers or people who stray from the fold, okay, let's apply it. If Justin Thomas goes off and plays some event that Monahan doesn't like, but nothing happens to it, somebody's going to get sued. Or you apply it equally and they end up out of the PGA for a year, and then and then maybe we get rid of Monahan, which should happen anyway, but that's
I would imagine that these are going to be like professional events. I don't think any pro player is going to get in trouble for going to play like a charity scramble or something like that. But I mean, if they went to I don't know, so when I was just looking over here, and one of the events would be like the Saudi Arabia International, which isn't like a PGA Tour event, but is it considered a professional golf tournament? It's not sanctioned by the PGA Tour, so maybe that would be like an example of one of those tournaments.
Well, and players would have to normally get permission from the tour to play an event that's like this. So,
but they're not in the tour.
Yeah.
Right. Penalizing amateurs that are not a member of the tour or college players that are not a member of the tour. Man, you're really stretching there, I think. And look, I'm not a fan of that control. I'm not a fan of a lot of these live fan people who are really extreme. And you want to have some fun and go down rabbit holes, go on any live social media stuff that's out there on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, and join one of their groups and watch how they speak. The hate that is thrown around for people that don't agree with their position. And I'm sure it's the same way on some of the PGA stuff too. I don't think it's exclusive to one or the other. I told Aaron, we were talking, I said, we could do a whole another podcast just from me reading some of the live stuff on my phone and getting your reactions to it. It's crazy. It's crazy. These people will come out and say, we hate Patrick Reed, but we love him now because of what he did. Come on, man. So anyway, you want to go down rabbit holes, go on social media and start getting, and we've experienced it here on the podcast as well, with people coming at us thinking we were just live haters and PGA Tour lovers. Look, I don't love Monahan. I don't love what he does. I don't love how he does it. I don't love a lot about live. But I'm tired of the whole thing. Now it's more amusing. It's not even amusing. It's tiring. Aaron, you brought it up once. God, it's just so much talk about live, right? Yeah, they're dominating stuff. It's easy to talk about it. Right now, I'm going to watch live, yes, because I want to watch golf. And if they're on when I'm available and I have some free time, I will watch it. I want to see Cam play. I want to see how DJ does. Brooks Koepka is saying he's the healthiest he's been in 4 years. Does that mean he's going to start playing like Brooks Koepka could play?
Maybe he'll win another major.
Well, that's when he shows up, right? So,
I mean, yeah.
Is Bryson going to be healthy? Is he, I want to watch Cam play. I love Cam. We've loved Cam for years. I'm not going to hate on him because he went to live. People make choices. Stop just trashing people, especially everybody that's on social media that doesn't think there's any repercussions to anything they're going to say. It's really amazing.
That's social media in a vacuum anymore.
Absolutely.
Because it's just the way of the world now. We get
and Brooks Koepka's always rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not like a fan of Brooks Koepka. I don't like his personality. It's just, it doesn't lend itself to somebody I want to watch all that often. That doesn't mean I'm going to go out there and trash him. I just think he rubs me the wrong way, but I admire his game. And when he plays well, I'm going to say something about it. Because
I think the point is that, if golf is on and you want to see golf, whether it's live or PGA, if it's, if you want to watch these guys play, you're going to turn on the TV and watch it and be a fan of the game, right? So be a fan, but don't be, you don't have to be a hater one way or the other. Enjoy golf.
Right. They're all playing the same sport. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't really matter.
I mean, we can argue that, Liv's trying to use we're growing the game as their excuse, which I think is.
Oh, you can make it. There's there's all kinds of arguments both for it and against it, right?
Absolutely.
PGA Tour has too much control of their players. They're holding the players back from revenue streams by owning all their photos and rights on everything during a PGA event. They're controlling them before they get into the PGA. Live's team format is stupid. I mean, you can lambaste both of them all day long if you want to do it, right? So why do it? All right, we get it. Both have problems. Nobody's going to like everything. If you're a fan of golf and golf is on, watch golf. Enjoy it for golf. You might not like the format, but you get to see DJ hit balls. You get to see Bryson hit great shots.
They're all better than us. They're always going to be better than us. And I want to watch what they do, and I want to watch them work because it's pretty spectacular sometimes. Right. The only person I don't want to watch and don't care about is Patrick Reed. He's really the only person. And he's in another controversy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So he hit a drive into a tree. And he said he found his ball. It was confirmed by a rules official. And the rules official said, yep, take the drop here. Now, that would normally be the end of it. But no. Randall Chambly broke down the footage of the shot frame by frame, and it showed the ball going into, there's 3 trees. It went into the first tree, not the third tree, which is closer to the green, which is what Patrick Reed said with 100% surety that was his ball in that tree. Now, this is a pretty high-end golf course, and there's a lot of Pro V1s in those trees. They used binoculars and said, yep, that's my identifying mark. It is my ball. Well, according to the video replay, it doesn't look like it was his ball. So now everybody's back on the you're a cheater train.
Oh, yeah. Classic Patrick Reed.
Yeah. And that's what they're saying. It's classic. It just never ends with them. No Laying Up podcast had Gary McCord on, and McCord was talking about a tournament where he was in the booth and one of the guys on the ground was following Reed, and Reed hit a shot into this crappy lie, and he went in there with a club, and he left and came back with a 3-wood, and he was like, holy cow, I thought that lie was really horrible. And the guy on the ground was like, well, it's not anymore.
Yep. There's a really good video of him in a bunker. You know, he's in a fairway bunker, and he's going down. He sets his club down, because you can ground your club in a bunker now, you know, whatever. And he sets down behind the ball, and then he picks it up, waggles, takes the club back, and you see sand scoop back from behind the ball. And then he does it again. He does it twice, and then he hits the ball. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so I think I read that the PGA is bringing on replay. So it's good. They're going to have they have a new replay. I swear I read a news article about this. So they're bringing instant replay. There's going to be a rules official that's going to have access to instant replay. Now, I don't know how it's going to be formatted, and I hope to God they learn from the NFL that you can make a game last an extra hour and a half by doing replay.
No.
So yeah. So please
no.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to dig the article up. Maybe it's something we talk about a little more, because there's some pros and cons to replay, right?
That's true.
There are some.
You're going to have to assign Patrick Reed his own camera.
Well, and that's the thing, right? If you're going to do replay, do you have enough cameras covering every spot where there could be a shot on that course so that it's fair and equitable?
I think there are some examples of people actually calling in to
it used to happen,
you know, and reporting incidents, and people were getting punished for those. And that's crazy. You're taking it that seriously. I mean, again, different time, but imagine sitting on your couch and you see someone do that, and you call up the golf course and you tell them what's going on.
Yeah, here it is. So they're getting some kind of a big Golf Digest is reporting this. They're experimenting with a video review system that will allow officials to review questionable questions and offer rulings in real time. So
in real time would be great.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be like the NFL should have somebody watching it, you know, and saying, instead of waiting for it to be called out, saying, no, that was this, that go back here, do this, that, and they'd make the game go faster. It'd probably be a lot, but who knows?
Yeah, Cincinnati might be going to the Super Bowl, but that's a totally different story.
Totally different game. Totally different thing. Yeah, right. So is there anybody more unlikable than Patrick Reed in golf?
Well, I mean, some people would say Greg Norman because of the whole live situation, right?
True.
So it depends on the person, but yeah, Patrick Reed's be tough one to find.
I don't dislike Greg Norman. I dislike what he's trying to do, because I believe he has ill will in his heart towards the PGA, which I think has been kind of proven almost, right? I don't know that it's proven, but it sounds like it was. He's been trying to do something against the PGA for a long time anyway. So
right.
And I don't know that he's acting in the best interest of the game, if you're talking about the game as a whole. Anyway, but Bubba Watson made a claim, and this was very interesting too, because he claims that he joined Live, and this is a quote from him, because my 10-year-old son was sitting in bed with me, and we were watching golf on TV, and he knew the aces. He knew the team name of the aces. He said he knew the Stingers, and he didn't know individual names. He just knew the team names. And for a 10-year-old to never watch the game of golf, but now watches it, Now I knew that was a product that had to be had, and Live was a niche golf league, and it had a reason. And that's why I'm doing Live, because it's growing the game. We're not talking about getting the 60 and 70-year-olds to play. It's getting the young kids to play, and that's what Live is doing. For somebody that never watched golf, to know the names of the teams is bullshit. So I'm called bullshit on that one. And it sounds like Bubba is now trying, he's healthy again. He's going to start playing. He's trying to spin that same crap that we're doing it to grow the game of golf. Yeah, I don't buy it. So,
I mean, the soldiers are going to line up on the side of their, respective team, and they're going to say what needs to be said. Liv's line is growing the game. PGA Tour is history and, built on tradition.
Right.
And I mean, so I wouldn't expect them to say anything different. I would expect all the acolytes to know the proper prayers and incantations and be whispering them at the altar all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. Phil made a statement. He's finally come out from under the rocks he's been hiding. He looks thin. He's lost some weight. He said that I have to look at last year as an anomaly and let it go. He said that he wasn't ready to play at the start. I wasn't ready to play during the season. And right now, this offseason, I'm ready to play. I've been playing really well at home, and I'm ready to bring my game back out here and compete. I think I can compete at a high level still. I'm optimistic to see a whole different outlook, a whole different game, a whole different competitiveness. So Phil's ready to go this year. We'll see.
He was posting some non-Phil numbers for sure last year. So
Yeah, very non-Phil numbers. Bad.
They weren't good, right?
No.
They weren't good. So
they were large.
Yeah, Live golf tickets and pass prices and pro-am costs have been released. So for the first event in the U.S. in Tucson, Arizona, grounds passes range from $30 to $39, with hospitality deposits starting at $75. So the estimated daily prices per person are $600 to $700 for Club 54 passes, $225 to $325 for the Gallery Club, and $150 to $225 for the Birdie Shack. I don't know what the different levels get you yet, because I haven't been able to find that out. But that's what you're going to expect to pay right out the gate. And if you want to play in a pro-am, you can. You just got to pay $1,000 deposit up front, and that doesn't mean you'll actually get into a pro-am.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. The exact total cost and potential availability will be communicated at a later date after you pay $1,000 deposit.
So that might be 1% down. That might be 10% down.
Right.
We don't know.
I mean, depending on how the events are doing, right, in the crowds, they could start charging whatever they want, right?
I mean, that's the way it works. You got a product, you get to set the price point.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. PGA Tour is also doing something very interesting. So they're elevating Q School, and it's going to be a featured televised event. And they're going to offer 5 cards to the PGA Tour for the first time in more than a decade. It's going to be held in mid-December, and this year it's going to be at Dyes Valley Course at TPC Sawgrass and Sawgrass Country Club. Actually, should be pretty cool event to watch in December.
So what is this? I mean, is it just like a
Q School
tournament?
Yeah, it's Q School. It's what is it? I don't remember how many. It's like 84 players vying for 5 tour cards. So over several days. So I believe it's 4 days. And the top 5 get their PGA Tour card.
Cool.
So it's a way for somebody from college or an amateur to go right from what they're doing right to the PGA Tour.
Right. I didn't know if it was like. Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, provided they haven't played a non-sanctioned event.
Yeah. True.
Right.
Sorry.
Right, so you think going back to non-sanctioned events, Max Homa won last week, and we'll get to that a little bit later. And then on Monday, he went to his local Muni and won $400 in skins.
Aaron, you were going to say something, though. You had a point there, and I interrupted you, I think.
No idea what it was going to be.
Oh, all right.
We're good. We can continue.
Aaron's like, yep, moving on.
Yeah.
So they haven't held a Q school like this in almost 12 years, I think it was. In recent years, it was a top 40 in ties at Q school, earned full status for the first 12 events on the Corn Ferry Tour. But beginning this year, that's not going to happen. They can go right to the PGA Tour. Yeah, it's the first time since 2012 that they've had a direct path to the tour. So,
Are they filling spots? Did they lose some golf? I mean, you have retirements every year, right? You have players that slide because they don't play enough or whatever. Plus, we've had some movement to live. So
yeah, we've had that, and there's been complaints that there's no direct way for anybody to go to the PGA Tour anymore.
gotcha.
Right, so you have to do the Corn Ferry Tour, other things to qualify. Was it Zalatoris when he came on air and he was a
Corn Ferry.
non-playing.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's going to be cool. It's going to be in December, so it'll give us something to watch now that the wraparound seasons are done. They need to start filling in that time when they finish in August now. So September, October, November, December. There's 4 months of no PGA Tour golf. What are they going to fill it with?
What was that show that they used to have on Golf Channel? Like, what was
Big
it?
Break.
Yeah, the Big Break. Isn't that wasn't Tony Finau on the Big Break?
He was.
He was. Mary loved that show. She
Yeah.
worshipped that. Like whenever they were having a season, Mary was
Do they
all
get
in front of it.
Do they get a tour card at the end of it? Like, is that the whole thing?
I thought they got invited to play in a tournament or two. There was something, but I
Like
don't
a
believe it was
reserve
card.
spot for a qualifier or something like that. I want to
Yeah.
say they had the opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
December QBE shootout going to be a mixed event this year too. So
Ooh,
that's another December.
fantastic.
Cool.
Yep.
That's going to be good.
Nelly and Lexi are usually there, but they're going to have a lot more
Yeah.
company from the LPGA this year. So
Good, and we want to see those mixed events. So keep
right.
doing them. Keep doing, and mic them up. I want to hear.
I know.
I want to hear Homa fanboying all over Nelly Corda and her swing. So
you know what? Put Lexi Thompson on a pay-per-view channel, whatever you need to charge me, and I will just have that thing on all day. As long as she's mic'd and the camera follows her around and I can watch her play golf, I'm good.
There you go. There you go. Lexi, if you're listening, Jeff's your man.
God. Yep, need a caddy, you need me to clean your shoes, whatever. I'm there for you.
It's a family show, Jeff.
All right, I named my Cavalier King Charles after her. How's that?
There you go. There you go. So Rory finally showed up at a tournament and the Hero Dubai Desert Classic, where the incident with T-Gate started with Patrick Reed last week, throwing tees and barbs at each other. Rory beat him by one stroke. He made a 14-foot birdie putt on the 72nd hole to win it.
Damn right.
Those two guys went back and forth. There was all kinds of weather delays here. Reed was tied with McIlroy on the par 5 18th hole, and McIlroy, who was one group behind, which I still find it funny that they were basically 1-2 and they didn't play in the final group together. I think that would have been awesome TV. But McIlroy was able to get the birdie when needed and do it. McIlroy had a tough time. He said mentally it was probably one of the toughest rounds he's ever had to play. It would be really easy to let my emotions get in the way. He had to really concentrate, focusing on himself, and pretty much forget who was up there on the top of the leaderboard with him. So,
this is third win for the Dubai Desert Classic.
Right.
He's won the tournament.
He got his first win here too, if I remember correctly. So his first professional win. So
yeah, way back in 2009.
Yeah. So
oh my goodness, that's hard to believe. He's been 13 years, 14 years. Oh, no longer than that, 14 years.
Yeah. Reed entered the final round 4 shots behind McIlroy, who had 3 birdies to no bogeys over his first 13 holes on Monday. But Reed birdied 3 of his first 6 holes, added an eagle on the par 5 10th, didn't hit it into a tree apparently, and made 2 more birdies, number 11 and 13. Reed twice led on the back 9, which had to. I can imagine how that messed with Rory a little bit, because he's like, "Damn it, I'm the bad guy." And he didn't want to be the bad guy. So there's quite a few live players on the leaderboard that day. So Ian Poulter was up there. Lee Westwood was up there. A couple others too. Didn't really pay attention to the tournament all that much because of the time difference. It was just it was impossible to watch. And all the weather delays made it very difficult. But that gets him. What did I say today, Aaron? I showed you a stat, didn't I, about the two of them? Where was it? Give me 1 second. So in the last eight official worldwide starts, Rory McIlroy 4 wins, John Rahm 4 wins. Rory 8 top tens, John 8 top tens. Rory average finish 3.1, John average finish 3.1. Rory's average score 67.5, John's average score 67.3.
Here's my prediction. One of those two people is going to win the Masters. It's either going to be John Rahm or Rory McIlroy. I think John loves that course too, and I really think Rory can do it. I want him to. It'd be awesome to see them both win a major, but I think we're going to see one of them win the Masters this year.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I can't disagree with you. They're both playing out of their mind. They're playing amazing golf.
Yeah.
And there's nobody better in the world. And if everybody doesn't pay attention to start playing well, especially towards the end of the season, the Ryder Cup's going to be very interesting. With those two on the same team.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll both play for the Europeans. So
right. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait for the Ryder Cup. Max Homa, who we talked about earlier in the show, comes up big, fires 7 birdies to get to 6 under par 66 on Saturday to grab his title with the Saturday finish at Torrey Pines as Sam Ryder and world number 3 John Rahm faded at the end. Rahm just could not put it together. He didn't play his best. He did play some really great golf and did really good. Oh, who was it? Was it Brandel Chambly that said, might have been Brandel Chambly. Somebody said that John Rahm is not a superstar.
What? Like a golf superstar?
He's not a golf superstar. His iron play is not elite. He's not an exceptional ball strike. He just rambled on and on. I was like, what? Did you just smoke a pipe of crack before you came in?
What I was going to say, I don't know what he's been watching the last 3 months of golf.
Yeah, didn't say. I couldn't even. I couldn't even. So Homa, who was ranked 16th in the world, this win gets Aaron another W and puts Aaron in the lead for the one and done, which we'll get into in a minute. And
nice.
It moves Homa up to, I think, world number 13.
Yeah, he's 13.
So it's his highest ranking ever.
Another win in California. He's, Cali boy, loves winning in California.
And he's going to be playing the US Open at LA Country Club, right? Where he set the course record as a senior in college.
I don't know, but
like a 61 or something stupid.
I think he can win a US Open. I don't know if Max Homa can win the Masters, but I think he can win a US Open.
Yeah, I think he can. I think he can too. So he hit a 4-foot birdie putt at 18. He just played extremely well on the last day. Keegan Bradley finished a couple strokes behind him with a 6 under 66 that day. Homa was 5 off to start the day, and he chipped in for birdie at the third hole, and then rolled in a 13-footer at the 5th, and he had birdies at the 6th, 9th, and 11th. He just played really well. Sam Ryder just couldn't put it together, couldn't hold on, and Rahm just couldn't get it going either. So Morikawa wasn't far off the lead either, so that was great. Everybody had high hopes for Rahm here because he loves this course, he loves this area, but he was really chasing them all week long and couldn't really do much to put it to bed. So John Rahm didn't go for the three-peat, and Tiger still holds a sizable lead in the number of times he's won 3 in a row. So, which I believe was like 18 times, something stupid.
It's ridiculous. Torrey Pines is like home.
Yeah. So Aaron, I picked Justin Rose, who got me 128,000. Aaron gets 1.5 million with Max Homa. Scotty Scheffler didn't show up and got 0 for Jeff. And Xander
Why not?
Schauffele, Xander Schauffele gets 160,000 for Tony. So the standings for the one and done right now are Aaron in the lead at $4.4 million.
We're back.
Tony Tony in second place at 3.9 million. I'm in third place at 3.5 million. Jeff's in fourth at 3.3. It's still
Close
anybody's game.
Close
A
game.
lot of golf left, and the elevated events are really gonna, if you can pick a few winners, or pick some people that finish, second, third, fourth, you're gonna do real well. And this is where Aaron has had the edge. He had $660,000 from Finau's at second or third place in a tournament. So yeah, it's good. I got the spreadsheet all done. I got everybody's picks all in, all the money, the exact money in. So we're good to go for the rest of the year. Up next is the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Yep.
Held at Pebble Beach Golf Link, Spyglass Hill, and Monterey Peninsula Country Club, the short course. Last year's winner was Tom Hoagie. It's a full field of 156 pros and amateurs. And this is something that started out with Bing Crosby back in 1936 or something like that, doing a clam bake and trying to raise some money for charity. And the first event was won by Sam Snead.
Yeah, he won it a few times after that
Sammy
too.
Snead.
Yeah, he won $500 the first time. So
yep.
It's pretty good. But again, Spyglass Hill is just one of these elite courses that everybody is a bucket list course for a lot of people to play. And these areas have a ton of history behind them.
Tons. I mean, tons of history, over 100 years of history, in some of these places, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's the courses everybody wants to play.
Yeah.
You want to go to the Monterey Peninsula and you want to play all these courses, right? Includes the Torrey Pines and all that stuff. Can you do it? Sure. Is it going to cost you a little bit of money?
Well, you can play Spyglass and Pebble, but so the Pro-Am used to be held at Cypress Point too, but
right.
if you know someone, you're not going to be playing on that course.
I don't know anybody, so
nope.
Hey, it is what it is. So what do we got here for the celebrities? If you're into the celebrities, Josh Allen is missing the Pro Bowl to play there. I mean,
better choice. The Pro Bowl is a watered down event anyway.
It's horrible. Jason Bateman will be there. Josh Duhamel, Scott Eastwood, Larry Fitzgerald, Macklemore. Who else? Bill Murray, obviously, he's a mainstay there. Ron Rivera, Alfonso Ribeiro, Ben Rector, Steve Young, Alex Smith, Darius Rucker, Aaron Rodgers, Ray Romano. So a lot of decent celebrities going to be there. And for the players, I think the biggest name is Jordan Spieth. So
Jordan, yep. Yeah, Justin Rose is going to be there. Kuchar is going to be there.
Kuchar, Jason Duffner,
Pendrith, if you're a Pendrith fan.
Matt Fitzpatrick, another big name. Harry Higgs, who has been playing pretty decent actually this year. Victor Hovland is another name that's going to be there. So, what do you guys got for picks?
Aaron, go ahead.
I am picking Jordan Spieth.
I'm going to use up your Jordan Spieth pick.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. He loves Pebble Beach. He's won here before. 6 top 10 finishes and 10 starts. I'm just picking him for the money. Hopefully he gets like a top 15. I'm not necessarily saying he's going to win, but I just need some consistent money.
Just need some cash.
Yeah.
After Scotty did so well for me, and I'm glad I really burned that pick.
I think I burned mine too, to be honest. Or wait, did he finish second when I did that one?
I'm going with Matt Fitzpatrick. I don't think
That's a good pick too.
Aaron, when you picked Scotty, he got you almost $400,000. So you've had a couple of really good picks. Sorry, Jeff, I missed your pick. Who are you going with?
Matt Fitzpatrick.
Matty P, huh? All right, I'm gonna pick Victor Hovland.
Victor. You haven't picked Victor yet? I think I burned Victor earlier.
No, I have not picked Victor yet. And we're just waiting on Tony's pick. He knows he's got to get it to me, so we're waiting on that. So the picks are in and they're locked in unless something happens and somebody, something bad befalls one of the entries. So hopefully nothing like that happens. And we're looking forward to watching this tournament. I watch a little bit of it every year when it's on because I want to see what Bill Murray's doing. Really.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I've been to the golf course, so I was like watching. I stood behind the first tee and looked down that fairway. And I'm like, Mary's like, how'd you like to hit a golf shot down that? And I go, oh, I'd like to hit a golf shot down it.
Right.
I'd hit a second one after the first one went into the trees. and I might hit a third one after the second one went into the trees. But I'd
Yeah.
like to hit a golf shot.
It'd be nice.
So
It would be really nice. It would be really nice. So, for the ladies, they're not playing for a little bit. They come back on the March 2nd through 5th at the HSBC Women's World Championship at Sentosa Golf Club.
They have a February tournament, I thought.
Did they? I thought they were done till March.
Well, I'm pretty sure they play in February the last weekend or the last full weekend in February.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, this one at the HSBC is they're the 5 best players in the world are going to be there, along with 18 of the world's top 20 ranked players. So this is a tournament, if you haven't watched the ladies, to watch, because you're going to see the best of the best showing up. All of last year's major champions are in the lineup, including Jennifer Kupko, Minji Lee, Inji Chun, Brooke Henderson, who's on fire again this year, South African Ashley Buhai. And it's going to be a pretty interesting tournament to watch. You're playing in Singapore, so time zone's going to make it a bitch again for everybody that wants to watch it. But if you can see it, you're going to watch some incredible golf, I think. So
so the week before they played the Honda LPGA in Thailand.
Gotcha. So they go from Thailand to Singapore.
Yeah, and then Lexi, again, if you're listening, I know I've been to Thailand, so if you need me to caddy or anything, I'm there. I'm in Thailand for you. Let's do it.
Like that.
Yeah, just let me know. Just like send a note through the.
Where's Jeff? He's in Thailand.
Thailand. He's caddying.
He's on Lexi's bag. Yeah. So, but yeah, and then they head right over to the HSBC. So it'll be good. Some more LPGA news. So interesting. Netflix. We have the special coming up here real soon for the PGA.
Middle of February.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. But the LPGA is doing an insider docu-series as well.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Yeah. So they just announced it here not too long ago, and they're going to be they're announced plans for a multi-episode documentary series of their own featuring some of their best players. So it's going to be called LPGA All Access, and it's going to air on LPGA.com and on YouTube. So it's not getting quite the Netflixy type traction, but it's going to be out there. So I'll be keeping an eye on that and seeing who golfers are going to be highlighted, because there's going to be some great ones out there. So
I wonder if there's a ladies live thing coming where they're going to create the split, and then
it's I mean, the LPGA president has said all along she's willing to have a conversation. So whatever that means.
Yeah, Aaron, I didn't mean to gloss over the event. Was there anything on the golf courses you wanted to bring up? I apologize.
Nothing crazy. I feel like these are some of the most iconic courses in the world. Pebble Beach is consistently rated like the best public golf course in the country, if not the world.
Public golf course that costs you
$800 around. No big deal. No big deal. But I just thought it was funny. So on the history. I didn't know this, but apparently Bing Crosby passed away on a golf course.
Oh, I do remember that. Yes. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go, there's 2 ways to go. One's on the golf course. The other we can't talk about. So.
Right.
And we're going back to last week when we were talking about Tiger Woods winning. What was last week? The Farmers Insurance Open.
Yeah.
So he won the Buick and the US Open at the same course in the same year. Did the same thing in 2000. He won this tournament and the US Open in the same year on Pebble Beach.
Wow.
So one more note about the LPGA. So for those of you who have wives that golf or girlfriends that golf or whatever, keep an eye on Charlie Hull. Probably she's wearing a new fashion line this year from a company called Anew, and they're putting her in some great outfits. And if you've got a girlfriend that golfs or a wife that golfs and she's looking for new golf outfits, take a look at some of Charlie's outfits. She's really coming out looking stylish. So I was watching that first tournament just to see what Charlie was coming out in then on Sunday, so I could see if I wanted to get it for Mary. So I know I don't talk about fashion very much. Not a strong topic for this crew, but I'm telling you, you got a wife or a girlfriend, give it a look.
Cool.
Well, and with that said, there's a small company out of Canada that I followed on Facebook for a couple of years now that does really cool, interesting clothes, bright colors, nice patterns for women and men. They got some great men's shirts. They're called Candy Golf. Check them out. I don't know them. I don't support them other than I might buy a shirt or two here or there. But I really like what they're doing. And if you're in the apparel game at all, they've got some pretty cool stuff. So they're awesome. Candy Golf out of Canada, and they're pretty much all over the world now. And they've got a couple players they're sponsoring too, I believe, or they're wearing their apparel. So it's pretty cool.
I'm not as intense as John Daly with the get ups, but I do like a bright golf shirt, like
absolutely.
Just some fun colors.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'm not wearing the whole get up like John Daly does.
Yeah, I can't wear that pink Nike shirt anymore because Patrick Reed wore it. So
he won the Masters in that shirt.
No, can't do it. Can't do it.
Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. So YouTube highlights Good Goods back to making their typical videos, but they faked us out. They faked Aaron out and they faked me out. Last night I came home to the second half of the back nine of a course they're playing. Was a 4v4 on, Aaron?
Yeah.
3v3, 4v4. With the, oh my God, they did it again, thinking that they got another hole in one on camera because they have two, one on a par 4 and one on a par 3, by the same person, Matt Scharf, right? So we thought they got another hole in one.
They just clickbaited us.
They did. They clickbaited us a bit. While I was pissed off because I wanted to see the hole in one on camera, I think it's the coolest thing ever. It was still a good shot. He hit second shot from the fairway and hold it out, and kind of in the dark as well because they were trying to get the whole 9 holes in. But it was still good. They're still putting out tons of videos right now. They're really cranking out some content. I think it's good content too. Peter Finch talked about the Good club deal with Callaway and what it means for influencers and PGA Tour players, because PGA Tour players, with Callaway signing Good, they're not signing some PGA Tour players that they might sign, or they haven't re-signed some PGA Tour players. So that market is starting to shift a little bit as club manufacturers watch what's happening on these influencers. And Good's what, at how many? They hit 1 million, right?
Yeah, they're over 1 million subs.
They're over 1 million, and people are starting to take notice of it. Micah and Grant, former Good people, now went on their own, but they do a lot of stuff together. Signed with TaylorMade, and they played in the Farmers Pro-Am with Scott Stallings. So that's out there if you haven't watched it. I have not watched it yet, so I plan on watching it. Hopefully tonight we'll check it out. The Bryan brothers are going over the back 9 of the course that they purchased and talking about what they're planning for upgrades and what they're planning to do. I think it's really cool because you get to see a player's perspective on what they think the course should be like. And they do use some terminology I might not have heard before, or in a way that I haven't heard it used before. So it's really, really cool. And Wesley Bryan is playing in this week's tournament as well. So hopefully he makes the cut. I'd love to see him make the cut and start
Would
climbing.
love to see him make the cut.
So I think he's hilarious. I love watching him play.
He's missed the cut.
A lot. He hasn't been driving the ball well. He was not driving the ball very well. So it looks like he's driving it better now. So that Paradigm driver that everybody's talking about, that Callaway Paradigm that the Good crew is all using, well, they have something called the Triple Diamond driver, Paradigm driver, which is not the standard driver for most people.
They did the same thing with I think last year's driver too. They had like Diamond series, and if you like the Triple Diamond was for pros pretty much.
So I've talked about Alex Etches a bunch of times. He's out in Australia, and he's a pretty fun guy to watch. He's funny as hell. He's a bigger guy. He's got a great sense of humor. He tested the Triple Diamond, and he was hitting, like I said, 340 with the regular Paradigm. He was hitting 360 with the Triple Diamond. And he said if he got so many likes, he would take it out on the golf course. He got more than enough likes, and he also, right after that, he took it out on the golf course. And his first drive on a par 4, he put it pin high on the par 4, like a 350-yard par 4, 360-yard par 4.
Jeez.
So this driver, the technology is really wow. I mean, it's just wow right now. That's all I can say. Go out and watch all the videos on all the drivers and all the equipment. It's cool. There's a lot of really good stuff out there. Busted
crazy.
Jack. Yeah, Busted Jack out of Oklahoma is doing their
50
tour of all the
states.
50 states. So they're at Wolf Creek in Las Vegas, Nevada. Haven't watched it yet, but it's a really beautiful course. A lot of people rank it really high and a lot of others don't. So if you
I hear it's a very hard golf course.
Yeah, the average rating on it is from people that have played it is meh, it's about a 4 out of 5. So but Busted Jack's a lot of fun to watch too. And then already talked about Peter Finch, but I didn't like it when Peter Finch's one of the guys on that he had on was saying that Good's content was a little heavy on the pros and repetitive and stale maybe. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Repetitive and stale? Don't you want to play the same hole with 12 different pros in one day to see how they would play it? Yes, sign me up. I'll do it. And I don't care if it's stale because you're playing the same hole. You're playing with 12 different pros, for crying out loud. So I thought he was a little out there, but that's what I got for this week. What else you guys got? Jeff with the LPGA. Appreciate that. Aaron, you got anything else?
Well, I just think it's funny. I was going to talk about like these club deals for, influencers and things like that. It's not new, this isn't a new thing.
No.
I mean, individually, these guys and a lot of other influencers have had club deals. I think if anything, it shows how social media has helped expand the game of golf. And you'd be dumb if you were a club manufacturer not to sign some of these big influencers. Like you're getting your product in front of tons and tons of people every day. Like you probably have tons of 16 to 21-year-olds wanting to go out and buy Callaway clubs because they saw the good guys using the new stuff.
Absolutely
Yeah, that's just smart marketing in my opinion.
Yeah, really smart marketing.
Yep.
I mean, I get the conversation about taking away from a pro, right? But if a club manufacturer can get a guaranteed 1 million views of their club,
consistently too, like 3 or 4 times a week,
what I mean.
Yeah, that's growing the game of golf. What Good is doing is growing the game of golf.
And again, realistically, if Callaway wants to sign a pro, they're gonna sign a pro. It's not like them getting 4 or 5 people, clubs is gonna prevent them from doing that. They're a huge company. They can definitely still continue to provide clubs to other pros and things like that.
I don't know the details of the contract that they have with Good, but I would assume that they're not paying Good the same way they would pay a pro, right?
Absolutely.
Pro, they were going to give, hey, we're going to pay you $10 million a year, plus you're going to get to do this. And for that, the pro is going to show up at certain events for the company, and they're going to do commercials for them and things like that. I don't know what Good's contract is. I would imagine they're not being paid, though.
It's probably just a club deal. Like they're going to get clubs. They can go get fitted. They can get them repaired. Like things along those lines, I would imagine. It's going to be more of but they're not going to pay these guys $10 million.
Right. And look at all the advertising they're getting, to Jeff's point. So it's brilliant marketing on their point.
Yeah, no brainer.
I don't have any problem. And if you're going to grow something, Good's the people to go see it, they're on all the time. They're dropping 3-4 videos a week. It's consistent.
It's crazy.
Consistent. And they each have their own channel.
Yeah.
And they're dropping content on their own channel and talking about the clubs all the time. It's a no-brainer. So I love it. I think it's fantastic. And Mizuno, we're still available, just so you know. That hasn't changed.
Or Cleveland. I like anyone.
Yeah. There is a golf show coming up in Toledo February 17th, 18th, 19th.
Really?
I looked at it. It's more of everybody's selling stuff type golf show. We could look at going maybe, but
it's like secondhand, like used clubs.
No,
stuff like that?
I don't think it's used clubs, but I don't think it's like the golf show in Florida that we're talking about.
The PGA show.
Yeah. So it's just going to be more of a
demo stuff and things.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be more of a local scale. You may get to, like, some of the bigger guys may, have a net set up, and I've been to the Fort Wayne one. And you do get to hit clubs, but it's not going to be a huge deal. I don't know that we'd see simulators or anything like that set up. So
interesting.
Yeah. Weather's supposed to warm up after this week, so if it does do what it's going to say it's going to do, I'm going to set the net back up in the garage. I'm going to start hitting. next week, and then we got to get together and start hitting simulators, things like that. So getting the game rounded up. I've been watching a lot of instructional videos, so I should screw myself up.
I was gonna say you're
Yeah,
just gonna
perfect.
screw yourself up.
No, I'm trying to look at the shallowing of the club and what that effect was and what it should look like, things like that. There's a lot of content around that, and it's all very similar. They're not spewing different things. So go check out Matt Walters' YouTube channel, please. He's a friend of the channel, and we love the guy. He's a great teacher. He's got some really good instructional stuff that's coming out to help you stop sliding and other things like that. Also teaches you how to use golf monitors properly and the impact of hitting off of a mat and what that does for your game too. So we love him. Luke and the Whiskey Run Golf Club out in Canada. We love you guys too. And who else am I missing? Aaron and Jeff.
Swizzy Golf.
Eric Epic from Swizzy Golf. We got to get these guys all on a show again now that we're getting cranked up. See what's new in their world. If you want lessons and don't want to go to a pro, you can use Swizzy Golf to log in and find a pro that give you lessons right over the internet. So it's pretty cool. And that's all I got for the week. So I'm looking forward to getting out there and playing.
Me too.
Same here. Yep, that's all I got too.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate you all. Throw us some comments. We'd love to respond and interact with you guys and gals. So thanks again. Appreciate it.
Like, subscribe, and follow. Have a good week.
Bye.